Looks like we're going to be getting back onto the freeway. This is going to be the 101 near the 405. California Highway Patrol right now, they are tasked to try to bring this pursuit to an end of a vehicle, failure to yield, and the camera operator right now, this is Justin this afternoon, pushing it a little tighter. Really, I'm personally concerned that whatever's in the back there looks like it's actually moving its way out, and that door not closed. That could be a problem for anybody around that vehicle, not just the California Highway Patrol. And the 405, I'm looking over the dash right now, not at the picture. Not a good take. It's really, really packed. It is going to be the, I'm sorry if I said 405 or said we're near the 405. This is going to be the 101. Making an unusual little move right there. Don't know what that was all about, but definitely trying to make his way back in it. Now he's backing up. You know, those type of moves right there, very, very dangerous, especially when you have law enforcement right behind you. You know, when they start backing up into those officers' vehicles, that could be very, very dangerous. 101 freeway, guys and gals. Sorry about that. I got a little excited. It's going to be northbound 101, which out here is actually a westbound portion of the freeway. But at any rate, looks like we're going to be over in the middle lanes. There's a lot of choices you can make between here and the 405. But this is basically what the California Highway Patrol has been dealing with. This vehicle just continues to move along in traffic, but it's also been getting very close to, if not touching other vehicles. We saw it run a red light just before we went live, and this is a box truck. You know, they are designed to be driven easily, but again, these are things that are a little bit larger than a car, clearly, a little bit more hard to maneuver, and when you start weaving and moving like that, I'm just wondering, look at that stuff on the back. It looks like it's just kind of sitting there. It's just a matter of time. If this guy goes over big bumps or anything like that, this debris or work equipment might start falling out of the back of that truck. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry, guys. We're off just a second. I was working with Justin. I just wanted to get a closer look at what's back there. It looks like a giant tank and some kind of plumbing equipment. I just wondering if some of that stuff is mounted and the other stuff is just sitting there. But at any rate, doesn't seem to be moving around that freely. So I'm just, like I said, that was my big worry right now. That stuff will start tumbling off. The officers might be able to get around it, but then some other vehicles might hit it. 101 freeway, Marla, Bobby, it is kind of packed, but it definitely is getting a little bit wider here. So we passed our options for the 405. So we're kind of committed to the northbound 101 that just gets more and more packed. And you guys saw it, using the emergency lane a little bit earlier on. We'll see how desperate this person is to get away from these from the law enforcement, but just very dangerous situation. Go ahead. That's California Highway Patrol. That is law enforcement. Yeah, that all white vehicle, Marla, that is it is law enforcement. Very tricky little vehicle. I can tell you personally, I've met one of those law enforcement officers that was driving one of those. At any rate, moving along, just you can see it trying to weave, but I'm looking out the window. The traffic is moving, but that's about the speed it's moving at. It is a very slow crawl this afternoon, and we continue. I don't think so. Right. Yeah. Well, Bobby, Marla, everybody, I was looking out the window. I'm doing a couple other little things out here, but that little silver car that just pulled over into the emergency lane, maybe it's more of a light blue. Apparently that truck had made contact with that vehicle, doing some damage to the back of that car. So we're taking a better look at the truck right now, trying to see is there just the driver in there and where that contact was made. So it looks like the front bumper is all super solid. The driver, You know, Bobby, it looks like he is pretty animated behind the wheel. Aren't we all sometimes when we get into traffic? But this guy in a pursuit right now, and law enforcement right behind him. You can see him kind of even hanging out the window right there. So we're going to kind of move Skyfox around a little bit, maybe get more on the driver's side, see what we can see, because definitely gesturing out the window as he's making his way northbound on the 101 freeway, super slow. And there you go. This is really, really bizarre. There he goes. He's kicking the front windshield out of the truck. Yeah, he's kicking the front windshield out of the truck while it's driving. You know, every time we see a pursuit, we always say, wow, we never saw that before. This is definitely going to be something that we never saw before. Stopping. With his feet. We're very close to Havenhurst. It's still going to be, and it looks like, wait, the door just popped open. Justin, get tight there. I want to see what's going on. I don't know if that's the driver or maybe one of the passengers, but it seems like there was only one person in there. Getting out of the vehicle, again, kind of very defiant, just bizarre behavior. This is one of the ones where we have to be extremely careful. Now, we're assuming that this person is not armed, but law enforcement, you know, they always have to play it on the side of caution. It looks like he is out of the vehicle smoking a cigarette, but clearly you can see that all the traffic is stopped. Law enforcement breaking out their shields. Those are bulletproof, but this might look like one of those situations where there might be some sort of confrontation between law enforcement and that suspect. Hopefully they have some less than lethal with them right now, meaning those beanbag guns, taser, etc. But it looks like he at least has his arms out. It looks like he's doing some of what he needs to do to go into custody. But again, down on his knees there. This is one of those ones that you just gotta wonder what is going on with this guy this afternoon. And of course, right now, my fear is confrontation with law enforcement, and we just don't want to see anybody get hurt. You know, right now, you can just see that he's sitting down there on the freeway. The freeway, this is going to be the northbound 101. We saw the traffic earlier on, completely shut down, all lanes, of course, while they're going to try to take this suspect into custody. Even though he's sitting down, that doesn't mean that he is he's complying per se. That you know, he's still very defiant. I'm sure law enforcement want him to at least turn around or at least walk towards him. But right now he's sitting on that pavement, looking at them, smoking that cigarette. So this is still the posturing, still a problem, still something that law enforcement needs to worry about. And then, of course, you know, you just don't know if he's armed, and you don't know if what this person's attitude is right now. His attitude seems to be laying down on the 101 freeway. So again, law enforcement kind of, you know, they have to figure out how they're going to solve this without anybody getting hurt. Solve this without anybody getting hurt.
And usually they lay down on their stomach. It almost, as you said, his posturing seems like he's trying to act like he's a cool cat with his cigarette in his hand.
There we go.
Hands
There we
behind
go.
his head.
Here it comes. This is going to be the moment.
Here it comes. Okay.
Yeah, here comes law enforcement. They've got their shield out. They're doing what they, you know, I'm sure that, yeah, definitely have, two of those officers have less than lethal. So that's what we kind of want to see. And now just rolling them over. Looks like they're going to take them into cuffs. Thank goodness nobody, I really was worried on this one, guys. I was worried that it was going to end a different way. But wow, so bizarre. This guy breaking out that windshield. And it also, you know, busting out that windshield while that truck was moving. He did make contact with at least one other vehicle, and again, it all coming to an end out here. This started, as we understand from our assignment desk, it started on the other side of the hill in the West LA area. So it made its way over the hill and into the Van Nuys area. But this was going on for a minute, and thank goodness nobody was seriously hurt. I'm sorry that that one guy, at least that we saw, that vehicle has some damage, some serious damage to the back of his car.
And we're also hearing that the initial want was a hit and run. So this suspect apparently involved in a hit and run that set off this pursuit. As Stu just said, this started in West Los Angeles. Now it's in the San Fernando Valley. on the 101. Where's the nearest? I mean, because we've got to talk about the backup. I can only imagine. So we're in Encino?
Well, we're in the Encino area technically, and yes, this is northbound 101, and it's going to be right before Havenhurst. But, you know, law enforcement, California Highway Patrol, if that truck is able to drive, I'm almost saying they're going to put him into custody. They're going to clear the freeway pretty quickly. There you go. The truck's actually driving off right now.
Wow,
so an officer got in. Yeah, you know, California Highway Patrol, one of their main tasks is just to make sure traffic flows. You know, and so if there's an accident, they're going to try to get one lane open as quick as possible. Now they're getting that truck off to the side. So they'll probably open up at least most of the lanes there. There might be one lane closed, but right now they're going to put that guy into custody, and I'm sure they're going to check and see if he needs some medical aid. But again, this bizarre pursuit coming to an end when this guy just stops after trying to kick the windshield out of his own vehicle.
A little bit more information from our producers here and our assignment desk telling us that the vehicle, that box truck, did get into a few collisions prior to them pursuing this, or prior to us actually catching that pursuit with our own cameras. So there were a number of traffic collisions preceding this, and we also saw that they did take something from his person, that they were looking through his pockets and things like that, so which is standard procedure, but at the same time we don't know what they may have taken from his pockets there. But yeah, it looks like they do have him in custody. That box truck, wow, they took that away so quickly.
Yeah, definitely. They just kind of brought it off to the side of the road there. And the vehicle that was struck earlier on, that's off to, I'm actually looking out the window right now to see where he pulled over, because he did just kind of pull over during the chase. Yeah, but Bobby, that's great information. I think our assignment desk was trying to get a hold of us while we were live on air, but you know how the radios work and stuff. But at any rate, yeah, so he basically hit a number of vehicles besides the one that we saw live on Fox on Noon.
All right, so this is coming to an end. Northbound 101 near Havenhurst in the Encino area. The suspect in custody, and it looks like traffic will be flowing soon enough. So good news for the drivers. Sorry to hear about those innocent drivers, though, who took a hit during that pursuit. Stu, thank you for that. Let's turn things over to meteorologist Maria Quaban. We're in for that warm-up, right?
We are. It's going to start a little bit more gradually, slowly today, tomorrow, and then really be here in earnest as we head into the latter part of the
Wow. No, I don't know why he was doing it. That was just really, really crazy. That was the strangest one ever. And juggling all those radios and stuff. And I guess our desk radio not working, because somebody kept asking me, are you ready for information? Are you ready for information? And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. So, no, I don't think we're done. I don't know. He just kind of pulled over and then he just disappeared. Yeah.